A pull request looks clean, the tests are green, and yet an insecure access path makes it into production. This is exactly where GitHub Copilot now wants to intervene earlier. In the Copilot app flow, a security review for ongoing code changes is available as a public preview. With security review, you can trigger a security check before the pull request moves on to the normal review. At the same time, code scanning shows AI-powered security detections directly on pull requests. This matters because these findings are also meant to cover parts of the code that CodeQL does not cover. At first, that sounds like the obvious upgrade. The coding agent writes the code and then checks it for security flaws itself. But that is exactly where the real risk begins. An agent can spot an issue, it can explain it and suggest a fix, but it should not decide on its own whether a merge is stopped. So the useful question is not, can Copilot perform security reviews? It is, what decision may follow from an AI finding? A useful test requires 3 different repository types. First, an API with authentication, roles and data access. Here the focus is on missing authorization checks, overly broad queries, or inputs flowing unchecked into sensitive logic. Second, a web app with forms, sessions, and client-side code. What matters here is whether the review recognizes security issues in the data flow instead of only commenting on style. Third, an infrastructure repository with configuration and permissions. This reveals whether the agent reliably classifies risky permissions, open access, or problematic defaults at all. In all 3 cases, the process should remain the same. Start the security review on a real change. Then read every finding in the context of the diff. Do not only check whether the explanation sounds plausible, check whether the proposed attack is actually possible and whether the fix does not break the function. That leads to 3 hard rules. Low severity and unclear findings are warnings. They go into the normal review list without holding up the merge. A finding is escalated when it involves a verifiable attack path, sensitive data, or a permission boundary, and no AI finding blocks the merge on its own. It only becomes blocking after human confirmation or when an existing deterministic security rule is triggered. There's still the budget. If every small change triggers an extensive AI review, additional security quickly turns into expensive PR noise, so set a clear credit limit per repository or team. Use the review first for changes to authentication, permissions, inputs, payments, secrets, and infrastructure. For text-only, styling, or harmless refactor PRs, the normal review process is enough. The value of this feature is not to replace human security reviews. It is to make suspicious areas visible earlier, while the code is still in the pull request. That saves time when the rules are clear. Without rules, the same agent only produces more comments. You can find the matching next video in the top right and click the bottom right to follow.